Welcome back to the Halcyon Fold, guys. Game number 2 here between our two teams, the Sillies and Lucky13 Fury. So far, the Sillies up 1 game. Their seed does determine that maybe they should be ahead, but we're going to have to see if Lucky13 can come back in 2 games in a row.
Yeah, it's a very tall task. It has happened, but it is not very common to see, as it is going to be the standard lanes in junglers for this game. Nothing crazier, fancier, special coming out. So it is going to be the Ringo versus Catherine in the lane with Taka, Adagio, and Jewel and Catherine in the jungle.
Well, yeah, getting that Celeste in the lane, I think better than the Catherine lane that we've seen so far. I don't think that's gonna happen again here for the entirety of the VGL, but I could be proven wrong. We'll have to wait and see.
Someone's
so
gonna
far,
do it now just because you said it. As we see Jewel actually getting taken down extremely low. A lot of damage coming out from this Taka and Adagio. The Gift of Fire really doing some serious work. And actually Clouds is gonna get dropped very low. Ringo's getting involved, but there's gonna be the first kill being picked up by Taka. And they are gonna now steal away the jungle. And it's almost like deja vu here.
yeah, Catherine not hitting level 2, no bubble just yet, so I'm not really sure. She was going very aggressive there, looking for the stun into possible damage follow-up from her teammates, but just considering the teammates, they don't really have too much burst. I think the Jewel probably the most of it and kind of out of position, so not going too well for them. Once again, already 600 gold ahead for the Sillies, so as we've seen time and time and again, definitely once a team gets that first win, it seems like the team that's down kind of loses some hope and doesn't play as well as you would like.
Yeah, there's going to be a gank coming out onto the Celeste. Very immobile hero. He's going to be taking a lot of damage, and it will be the Thunder Strike picking up the kill for Jewel, evening up the kills at 1 apiece. So nice job taking advantage of the fact that Celeste has no mobility abilities.
Yeah, not bad. Gonna, prove me wrong, get a kill, as I was saying maybe their play wasn't all that great, but it's all good.
It's the caster's curse. Whatever you say, the opposite has to happen.
Exactly. It affects us all. But a bit of an invade here by the Sillies once again. That minion is actually going to be picked up by Spanky, it looked like. And they got to be careful, the Sillies here. It's going to be 3-on-2 for a while. Celeste staying in the lane. Now Adagio going to look to go back, whereas Taka is going very, very low and still alive.
Yeah, a lot of trust here from Silly Smurf in his support of Lola, knowing that he's going to be giving him the heals. Now Celeste finally joining the party, and that's going to be a kill for Taka. 2-0 now on Silly Smurf, and that's not what you want to see, is Taka getting early kills.
Oh yeah, we're seeing was able to play that Fortress quite well, but the Taka is also a fantastic pick that's ever let up here, and doing a very nice job so far. It's going to continue their dominance here, coming into game number 2. In the lane also, Celeste having a bit more farm than that Ringo. You could really see it as Ringo was going back to try to help his teammates earlier on, where Celeste was getting a lot of farm in the lane.
Yeah, it is going to be, actually now Celeste getting a lot of damage onto Fitch. They did actually switch up roles, is one thing to point out. And it's Silly Omar taking a lot of damage, but not before picking up the kill and actually escaping as the jungle duo comes up to help and pick up a second kill. And just like this, it's looking very good for the Sillies. Omar avoiding death again as Spanky tried to pick that one up.
Yeah, Omar just barely being able to dodge these attacks from the Jewel time and time again. It's really awesome to see on this Celeste. Got to be careful with the Ringo coming back into lane. I think he gonna get one more supernova him, but just back off. That Achilles shot, though, coming in. It looks like Fitch wants the attack, but it's not going to be able to kill him.
Yeah, once again, back to what I was started to say before they decided to go for a big old fight. Fitch was actually on the glaive last game for Lucky13, and now they have him in the lane on Ringo. So swapping up positions as well as heroes in this second game, hoping for a better result. But here comes Taka.
Yeah, Taka coming in. Spanky on that Jewel getting super low. And now Catherine with no bubble going to go down. Spanky going to have to just back off, whereas Fitch here on that Ringo left alone. But Taka has hit 6, and there it is. The huge burst damage coming out, killing that Ringo. And only Jewel will survive with just barely a sliver of health. That should be the gold mine here going to the Sillies.
Yeah, and again, it's just the Silly Smurf and Lola, so strong as a jungle duo. Very reminiscent of their playstyle here of the in EU Gamers 2's duo. Very aggressive, getting a lot of kills onto their jungle carry early on, and really just winning the game purely based out of the jungle. As we see the collapse onto the Celeste once again in the mid lane, able to pick up the kill. Only the second kill of the game though for Lucky13, and they're still fairly far behind, but gonna try and get this tower. But here comes Taka again.
Yeah, Taka coming in. It is a 2-on-3, and he is taking a ton of damage. Will be able to kill that Ringo, but just going to trade 1 for 1, and Lola getting pretty low as well. So not the best trade, but gonna take some pressure off that turret, at least.
We're gonna see with them now picking up, I mean, going 1 for 1 in a 2v3, like, that's such a huge bonus to your morale when you can pull that off. Taka, of course, getting a 5th kill there. Now Omar needs to be a little bit careful. They've already done this big collapse onto him twice, but does manage to back off in time this go around.
Yeah, that's really what this Catherine Jewel composition is all about from that jungle. You go for the big ganks. They didn't really do it too early on because the super aggressive counter jungling. And here we go once again. Taka's going to jump in, but there we go. Taka's going to be burst down by the big red button. That blue jewel, that crystal jewel coming through, hitting 6 and getting a huge amount of damage there. Taka just getting way too far forward. And now Lola going to be caught out here, it seems.
Is actually going to be able to get away, except for that Hellfire Brew coming through from Ringo. Will it be enough? It will, just barely. The heals not enough from Adagio, and just like that, all of a sudden, Lucky13 is right back in this game.
Yeah, just if you're going to jump onto that crystal power jewel, you better make sure that you have some backup, some support, some escape option, I guess I should say, because you have to dodge the big red button. You just cannot get hit by that. And if you're going to be stunned by the Catherine into the big red button, then, I don't know, you're going to go down. It doesn't matter which hero you're playing, really.
Yeah, of course, as you mentioned, the crystal power jewel means that big red button does a ton of damage. And that's really what their entire team is about. You know, the big red button combined with a slow from Ringo and the stun from Catherine, if they can just block either Celeste or Taka in that ultimate, it will just be a easily won fight for them. But that's going to be fairly difficult to actually coordinate because there is so much mobility on this team. You know, you have Adagio able to heal people through it. Of course, Taka can just kind of jump around and go all over the place to try and dodge it out. Really, Celeste is the only one that is at big threat from it, but she can just drop a stun. So they have a lot of ways to deal with it, as we see Taka, again, that massive burst damage, especially when combined with Celeste, able to pick up yet another kill.
Yeah, Spanky going down once again here, and we do have Catherine in the back jungle. I don't think should be able to be burst down here, but yeah, just gonna get back down to that turret, but just more counter jungling coming in here. Not quite the super dominant lead we saw in that last game, but still ahead here is the Sillies, and especially with that gold mine about to complete. Could be huge. Celeste is taking a huge amount of damage in the lane at the same time. Hellfire Brew coming in, as well as the Catherine ult, and there we go. The big red button going to snipe out the Catherine. Unfortunately, this gold mine, though, with the minion candy and very close to completion, and a lot of the members here of Lucky, or rather, It is Lucky13, right? Fury here, very low, not going to be able to take that gold mine. But getting a kill at least, not bad, I suppose.
Yeah, they did have to burn they burned all 3 ultimates to get that though. And so if the Sillies were paying attention and have those timers now, they know that that's, you know, about 80 to 90 seconds depending on the ultimate that they're not available. That's all 3 ultimates not available, and they're looking to force a fight because of it, knowing that those big abilities are down. And Taga's gonna be jumping with the X Retsu right onto Fitch. Fitch will fall, but then he gets pushed underneath the tower from the rocket leap. Somehow manages to get out thanks to Adagio. Lola420 will be sacrificing themselves. Meanwhile, Omar just sitting in the lane saying, you know what, you guys can have your fun. I'm just gonna take this turret. And Silly Smurf manages to get away. A huge solar storm comes through and picks up the kill onto Jewel. And now it's just Ringo left. Omar gonna drop a Heliogenesis, trying to get onto the Catherine there, but not quite enough damage to finish off the kill.
Yeah, just barely not enough. Taka, not sure how he made it through that one, but it was really impressive. And yeah, it's just gonna be a pretty even trade there. Just gonna have Celeste now with everybody from Lucky13 backing and having to just sit back and regain their health. Just gonna counter jungle once a bit. Gold mine not in any pressure. And I guess while we have some downtime, guys, we can mention that Sky is going to be allowed for play here on Saturday for the first time. So definitely look forward to that, to this coming Saturday. Tell your friends that that's going to be happening. I would not be surprised to see some Sky play.
Yeah, definitely going to be expecting it. But here comes another fight. Cloud's taking a lot of damage. All 3 members of the Sillies are here. Ringo going to get out the Hellfire, getting a good amount of AoE down. But will it be enough? As here comes Jewel, the big red button, doing huge amounts of damage. But Silly Smurf going right over the top does end up falling to Ringo. Ringo now with the double kill. Gonna try and just push out the lane now, not worrying about the ace. But a great job there, Spanky, with this crystal power Jewel, doing a ton of damage with the big red button.
Yeah, really just lining it up for him there. And Spanky does have to be careful here, running straight into that solar storm. Now Fitch taking a ton of damage, and Celeste is going to kill both of them. Unbelievable, just trying to go for that gold mine, but Celeste by herself, not even having that much energy or health, going to pick up a double kill. And that really just speaks towards Omar's skill there in that one.
Yeah, Omar had actually gone to that jungle shop and grabbed the crystal infusion right before going for the double kill. So definitely going to be helping out. Of course, sitting on 2 full items as well now. Now having enough damage to take out the Catherine on his own. That is a 3rd kill. Not an ace because the respawn timers are so low. But Omar definitely showing why the Celeste is such a highly contested pick all across the world.
Yep, and now we do have, after those kills, not much pressure can really be put onto this gold mine. Gold mine's got that minion candy as well. Looks like maybe the Sillies want to siege this turret, but Ringo doing a nice job defending so far. Has picked up 2 big items now, the Sorrow Blade and the Bone Saw, so going to be a pretty big menace here. Kind of how he wasn't in the early game just because of his build. But later on in this game, definitely expect a lot of damage to come out of this Ringo.
Big fight going on as Jewel displaces the entire enemy team. Here comes the big red button. Not really getting a whole lot of damage down though, and that is going to be 2 kills picked up. They're diving underneath the turret, trying to get onto this Ringo, but so much damage being tanked up from that turret. They do eventually get it and get the ace. This will be the turret going down. Ringo and Celeste combining for so much damage, and of course Lola on this Adagio, able to keep the team alive with that healing so incredibly well. One thing I've been wanting to touch on, they just get into a fight every time I go to start, is the build from Silly Smurf on this Taka. He got the tension bow early, picked up a blazing salvo for some attack speed, but then has been building defensively from there. He has a reflex block, the Atlas Pauldron, and a kinetic shield. So not even building more damage, really just looking to jump in, get onto Ringo, and pop that Atlas Pauldron to pretty much eliminate Ringo from effectiveness.
Yeah. That's exactly what especially as Celeste begins to come online. Taka's more of this early game, huge threat, hits that tension bow, has a weapon infusion, is critting you, doing huge amounts of damage, but as we go later on, he's really going to be more useful just because he can so easily get into your back line and use those items such as the Atlas Pauldron as you were talking about.
Kraken did just spawn as we are 15 minutes in. A big lead being picked up here for the Sillies, 8,000 gold. They can actually probably force out this Kraken fight. They are just going to start capturing it. And see if there is an answer. Clouds make his way on in. They know that this is going on. Here comes Spanky as well. Ringo is still pretty far behind though. That Rocket Leaf not going to hit anyone, but here comes the fight. The Soup Hellfire crew going out onto Cilio Mar, but there is the big red button. Not doing anywhere near enough. The Solar Storm coming through, and that is a triple kill for Celeste. This is going to be the Kraken going over to the Sillies, and they should be able to get quite a big push off of this, especially with the buff of not only the Ace, but the Kraken as well.
Yeah, you're beginning to see one of the downsides of running a Jewel in the jungle. You're not going to be very tanky. You have to sit in the back to land that big red button. So the Ringo out there way in the front, as Catherine took a lot of damage early on and was trying to secure a kill, but couldn't really. You're having another team fight here. Actually, Lolo will go down, but as you do see, just huge amounts of burst damage coming out from that Catherine. Not able to pick up another kill here. Only that Jewel going down for now.
The Solar Storm and Big Red Button both unavailable for that fight, but the Solar Storm is back up with Kraken pushing into these turrets. That's so much damage on the pitch, and the Solar Storm will finish it off. This could very well be the game. Clouds is going to get dropped very low. X-Retsu not quite enough for the kill as the regen is on, but the Kraken still very healthy after destroying one turret. Big red button only going to be hitting the Kraken, but they stun up Taka underneath the turret. Don't think it's going to be enough though. Taka's so incredibly low, but Kraken's so incredibly healthy. Now on to the Vein Crystal. Will they be able to stop it in time? Jewel, where are you going? You need to help destroy the Kraken. But that's a big mistake, I feel. You know, Jewel going out and chasing away. Kraken should be able to destroy this Vein Crystal.
It's going to be really, really close. Ringo's trying to burst it down right now. One more hit will do it, and it looks like that's going to be it. The Vein Crystal just barely going down.
As the Kraken goes down.
Unbelievable. The Sillies able to pick up that second game in